What's up, y'all? It's your girl Chanel from Complex to Simplicity. Happy Thursday. The week is coming to an end. The weekend is vastly approaching. I know it's been a few days, maybe a week, since I've been on to do a vlog and to update the website. I have to say that I finished working on a project that I cannot wait to reveal to you in due time, of course. And so that kind of had my mind and my attention and my focus for the past couple of months and intensely for the past few weeks. And so I needed some time to divulge all of my energy and attention to this particular project, even though I believe I gave you a vlog last week giving my thoughts on the whole Beychella situation. And speaking of Beychella, a lot of what I want to talk about today has to do with Destiny's Child. I actually saw on Instagram floating around on quite a few people's pages that I follow. It was on my news feed. Pictures of Beyonce, Jay-Z, what am I talking about? Pictures of Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle. Now they were at some event. I don't know if they were, some particular event they were at, I think the day after her second performance at Coachella. And for whatever reasons, today my timeline was flooded with these pics of them. And it just reminded me of friendship. That's the first thing that came to mind. I did watch an interview yesterday on Daily Pop on the E! channel. It's one of my favorite daytime talk shows to watch. And they interviewed Michelle Williams yesterday. And, you know, I've always heard the girls interviewed separately as well as collectively talk about, when they're being interviewed, how their friendship is really solid and true blue. And to be honest with you, I believe them. You know, a lot of celebrities talk a lot of crap and, you know, they'll put on and say things for the camera, say things for image purposes. But I actually legit believe Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle when they say that they're a friend, that they truly are friends. And so Michelle was on the E! channel Daily Pop show yesterday, and she pretty much was saying yes, you know, when she was asked about their performance at Beychella, that Destiny's Child moment 2 weeks in a row, you know, and she, you know, how long does she know about it? And she was like, you know, we knew about this for a couple of months now. And she said, I always say that we're great at keeping secrets for one another, and that when you're really true friends like we are, you don't divulge your friend's business. You hold it, you keep it in the vault, so to speak. And, you know, that's what you do. You don't, you know, just spread things that are near and dear to people who are truly your friends and loved ones. And, you know, I like I said, I legit believe that they really are friends. And especially, of course, we know Kelly and Michelle, who were in the group prior. Even when LaToya and Latavia were part of the group, it seemed as though they were legit friends. And when Michelle joined the group, you know, when it went through its transition, you can tell that she genuinely was able to build friendships with Beyonce and Kelly. And so thinking, you know, about friendship when I saw that image of them, you know, it just got me to thinking, to the point where I posted it on my Instagram page for the website, which is at ComplexedSimplicity09. Remember, complexed has an ED at the end of it. I may not always pronounce it or enunciate it that well. It's kind of difficult to always get the complex D part there, but just know it's ComplexedSimplicity09. That's the Instagram, okay? I digress, but back to the to the matter at hand. You know, I put up that picture of them, and I actually said squad goals for real in caps, and then I broke down 4 bullet points, 1, 2, 3, 4, why I thought so, you know. And I said, I know many of you would say, well, why? Because it seems like, oh, Destiny's Child bandwagon off of the whole Beychella thing, posting this up. But for me, it's no. When I saw that picture, it really did resonate with me. True friendship and goals and things that I want, attributes that I would want from my own friendships. Why? Because one, they achieved greatness together, but they still did an amazing job of keeping their own individual selves, their individuality intact. I don't care that people may always will say Beyonce was the star out of the group. Let's keep it real. Kelly went on to do pretty amazing things. I believe she wrote a book. She came out with great music on her own, a few albums. She found love. She has a beautiful son named Titan. She did a few movies, if I'm not mistaken. I know The Seat Filler is one of the DVDs that I bought years ago to support her. I think, what is it, the singing competition show she's on? I forgot the name of it, but it's big in the UK or in Europe or whatever. But like, she's gone on to do her own individual thing. Her money hasn't stopped. I think that we're able to see Kelly as Kelly. Michelle also has gone on to do pretty dope things. As many times people try to play her or give her the rough end of the deal or make it seem as if she never really earned her right to be in the group, Michelle is talented. Like I said before in previous vlogs, I actually in 2005 went to the Destiny's Child or Destiny and Fulfilling It, their tour that was sponsored by McDonald's. And every time I say that, I want to go ba-da-ba-ba-ba. But anyway, and so I was able to see them perform together, and I was able to see them do their own thing because at different points of the show, they broke out and did their own songs. Michelle had her own albums that went #1 in the gospel world. She did a dance album. Michelle currently has a candle line, bed line, home decor line as she's shopping. I think it's called Believe. Michelle's currently engaged. Congratulations to her. Michelle is continuously still singing and performing and speaking at different conferences. She is one of the I don't want to say spokespeople, but she shared her journey about being depressed and suffering from depression. Like, they've all made their own marks, and I don't think I need to list Beyonce's accolades. We all know the bomb things that Beyonce has done. And even though Beyonce is the most successful solo artist, she's a brand in and of herself outside of Destiny's Child. She has surpassed Destiny's Child. Yes, I give it to her. I love B. That doesn't take anything away from Kelly's accomplishments, and in my mind, it definitely doesn't take anything away from Michelle's accomplishments. So to be able to come together and have these great moments and create amazing things, they've broken different records out of all girl groups. They still were able to hold their own individuality and do their own things. The second point that I made is that I love that they still support each other. Right? So regardless of whether, even when they're not on the stage with one another, they still support, They're still going to go see each other do a show. They're still going to go to each other's birthday celebrations, weddings, of course, baby showers. Like, they still support one another. It doesn't have to be them sharing the stage together and all of them getting shine for them to support one another. As far as what I see and what I've seen for tons of years, they're there for each other. I believe there was a time when Michelle was on Broadway, one of the ladies were there, not both of them, and I get it in certain instances. Maybe with Beyonce, she may say, girl, I don't want to steal your shine. I don't want people to redirect their focus. Like, I may sit this one out, but I still get the sense that, they still support each other. The third point that I made was that regardless of who's married, who's engaged, who has children, who doesn't have children yet, as we know, Beyonce and Kelly are married. Beyonce and Kelly have children. Kelly has a son. Beyonce has 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy. Michelle is recently engaged, doesn't have children yet, but it still seems like, as busy as their lives are with family, career, all that kind of stuff, they still make time for one another, it seems. I'm not saying that they're together every day, absolutely not. But there's some level of time clearly that they make for each other, for them to go to an event together the other night. And even in that Daily Pop interview, Michelle was saying this is the first time in a long time that we're all living in the same city. And so it seems as if they're taking advantage of that. I guess they're all out in LA right now. And I believe the last point that I made was that they never seem to get too big where they can't share the stage with one another. I'll always respect Beyonce for this. Yes, she has surpassed them in their individual careers, right? Beyonce is damn near the closest thing to Michael Jackson at this point. But I love that she'll still share the stage with them like she did on Beychella, right? She did for the Super Bowl performance. When she has these like historical moments, she always makes sure that she looks back and says, come on, girls, we got to do this, right? Or not even looks back, but she looks to her side, and it's like, come on, girls, we got to do this. Because she knows from whence she has come, right? Without Destiny's Child, there is no Beyonce, or who we know to be Beyonce as a single artist. Her journey started with Girls' Tyme, which evolved into Destiny's Child, which gave her the stepping stone to be the Beyonce that we all know and love. And I love the fact that she doesn't seem to forget where she's come from, and she's ready to put them young ladies on the stage right with her. I love the fact that one of these gospel award shows, when Michelle had that song, when Jesus says yes, nobody can say no, she brought Beyonce and Kelly, because they were featured on that song, to perform. She shared the stage with them. Somebody else might have been like, hell no, I ain't sharing the stage with them. This is my moment. But she did that song, selected that song, which ended up being a hit for her, I believe, and she shared the stage with them. And I'm pretty sure there was a moment when Kelly has shared the stage as well. Or even if Kelly hasn't, she always seems like she's willing to be a part of anything that they do moving forward. You got groups like Danity Kane, who could have really made their mark in this industry as pop artists, pop girl group. They can't even damn near seem like they could stand to be in the same room together. Furthermore, performance. And even if they do come together for performances, it's almost as if it's like, yo, that money must have been real. That bag was real, because you can tell that most of them don't even get along, right? Everybody's kind of isolated doing their own things. And even though Dawn may be the most successful out of them, no, they're still not getting mass appeal with what they're doing individually. I've said this before, you know, when we come together, that actually helps us with our individual endeavors, you know. And sad to say, a lot of groups don't have what Destiny's Child has, or maybe even at this point what SWV has. They've been able to come together after all these years and still get to that money and do what they love to do. In Vogue, there are very few groups that still will come together and be able to create other amazing moments and get financial compensation for it. And so that's why, in my mind, seeing that picture of Destiny's Child, I'm like, yo, that's squad goals for real. And I ended my post with saying, at this stage of my life, and I've probably shared this a time or two before, because as you know, or if you don't know, friendships will always be a topic of passion for me, because I've gone through some things, gone through a lot of things when it comes to friendships, and have a hard time really understanding why in my mid-30s is it so hard to be able to have a tribe around you of amazing women doing bomb things where we support each other, we love on each other, we share our platforms with each other. And I said, you know, at this stage in my life, I'm looking for true blue, transparent, vulnerable, trying to see how I put it. Looking for friendships that are true blue, where there's transparency, where we're willing and comfortable with being vulnerable with one another, pretty much where we can grow with one another, and where all of this is wrapped in, you know, love and encouragement and empowerment and honesty. Like real mature, that's what I said, mature relationships amongst women, where we're not letting jealousy get in the way. And when I say letting jealousy get in the way, I say that for a reason. A lot of people may not want to be real about this, but to be honest with you, it's something that more experience in friendships than not. We all will have jealous moments at times, whether that friend landed that dream job, whether that friend got married before we did, whether that friend bought a house before we did, whether that friend makes more money than we do, whether everything always seems to be easy in this friend's life, or maybe this friend is making it big and is getting more love and notoriety than you're receiving currently. Or maybe this friend seems to be more popular amongst your group of friends. Or maybe this friend, I don't know, whatever it is, there are times where those feelings will surface. We're humans. My thing is how we deal with it. With me, if I start to feel like I'm getting that twinge of jealousy, I pray immediately and I'm like, yo, Chanel, don't be that girl. This is your friend. Love on her, support her, encourage her, and let's keep it pushing. Don't let that stuff fester. Once you start letting that shit fester, that's when things could turn crazy and it could affect your relationship. And I know for me, I don't want that. I want to be able to be in friendships with grown women, who have a level of maturity in their thinking. And at the end of the day, who understand, listen, we need to stick together in this cold world. It is a cold world out there, y'all. We got a crazy president in office who ain't got none of our best interests at heart, right? We got crazy celebrities like the likes of Kanye West who support the craziness. People who have sold their souls and are about totally different agendas that we may not even be aware of because we're not a part of that world. So at the end of the day, you want to make sure that the people you do have around you are people that you can go the test of time with, as I always say, and people you can trust, people who you can be yourself with, people who you can be honest with, people who, when you have conflicts, you can move forward. Let's keep it real. When you're friends, you're not going to always get along. I'm pretty sure Destiny's Child, Kelly, Beyonce, Michelle have had moments where they've had to kind of sort some things out. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Not all friendships are supposed to be this hunky-dory thing. We all have different minds and perspectives in life. We may not always agree. And sometimes we may say things we shouldn't say, respond to each other in ways we shouldn't. Sometimes we got to agree to disagree, y'all, but it's how we're able to move past things. And a lot of times, like I said, for me, when I see conflict arise, my hope is that moving forward, we're able to get through it, and it actually makes us have a clearer understanding of one another to where we can become stronger. We can become closer than we were prior to the conflict. And so, when I start to see conflicts arise in my friendships, that is what my hope is. Sad to say, very few friendships have been able to really move forward from the conflicts where we become closer. In my experience, and maybe it's because we're not all at the same maturity level at the same time, or some of us may not want to own our shit, there are times where it's like the friendship ends up, it makes us even more separate. It makes us less closer than we were prior to the conflict, maybe because we're both not willing to go through the process to get to the other side, right? And so, like I said, at this stage in my life, I need them kind of boss-like friendships where we're all out here doing our thing, trying to live our happy, best, content lives, and we're there for each other. We're not allowing jealousy to get in the way. We're absolutely there with each other. The other day, part of the project I was working on, which I'll reveal in time, one of my girlfriends who has a beauty blog, Erin, shout out to you. Thank you for helping me out. I think I've spoken of her before. Check her out on Instagram @BeautyInfatuated. And then when you go on her Instagram page, you'll be able to click the link to her website. Check her out. She actually even did my makeup for my wedding. And so that should tell you that my girl's pretty nice with her craft, with her hand, right? And so anytime that I'm thinking of any project or event that I have to go to where I feel like I want to have my face or my makeup done, she's one of the first people that come to mind. Two people come to mind, her and the young lady who did my bridesmaids makeup, right? They're the first two people that come to my mind. Now I'm making more of a concerted effort to share my platform with my very own friends, people that I know who have a similar positive message, who are out here just trying to build and grind the way I am. And I always say, I know I don't have this huge following, and if you check out my social media numbers, you may not be that impressed, but as I always say, I believe in me. I know that I'm on to something. Someone just reached out to me today wanting to connect me to I guess like a marketing company who helps people brand their businesses, so to speak, and for this person to think of me out of all people, I'm so thankful. We'll see where that goes, how that goes. I really I try not to get my hopes up high because things happen, but I just say that to say you never know who's watching, as I say a lot these days, and you never know what opportunities can come your way. This particular person said that they like my message and what my movement is about, and they want to connect me to this marketing team. We'll see how it goes. I don't have any expectations, but okay, I'm just thankful and flattered that I was even thought of. And so even though my platform right now, I'm still building it, it's not necessarily on sturdy foundation, meaning I'm still building this foundation. But I do know, and I do believe in myself. I believe in my movement. I believe in what I do. And I just know it's just a matter of time. I humbly say this, it's just a matter of time before, it really starts to come together and things change for the better, right? Or more awareness about this, or more people can be helped, or what this could turn into, you just don't know. And so, I don't care that I'm still building my platform. If I have a girlfriend who's working hard and building hers too, and it makes sense for us to work or collaborate together, I'm down for that. And so I hit up my girl Erin like, yo, what are you doing on this day? This is what I'm trying to work on. I would love for you to do my makeup. Name your price. Because I'm also the kind of person that I don't care if you're my brother, you're my mother, you're my friend, whoever you are. If I'm trying to book you or get you to work with me in some way, I believe in compensating the person for their price. Now, if I can't afford you, I'm sorry, love is love. We may not be able to collaborate right now, but I'll always have you in mind for when my money is a little bit longer, And so for me, it was working with my girl. Why reach out to this other young lady who does amazing makeup? Let's not get anything twisted. She's done my makeup before for a wedding I went to a few years ago. But in this case, let me reach out to my girl, because I know she's building, and let's collaborate together. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this together. And she did my makeup. It was great. We're friends, so we had a great time spending time with one another throughout the process. I'll speak for myself. I had a great time spending time with her throughout the process, and we got it done. You know what I'm saying? And it felt good for me to call on my girl than to pick a stranger. You know what I'm saying? Why not give my girl the business? And this is the way that I want and would love for us as women to think along these lines a lot more. It's so easy to want to call someone else and hire other people. What about the very own people in your backyard who are talented, who are dope, right? Why can't we try to build together? Why can't we try to help each other? You know what I'm saying? You wash my back, I'll wash yours. I don't understand, and sometimes I'm seeing a couple of girlfriends that I have, it's like, why are we always doing things in isolation? I'm not saying we have to be joined at the hip and do everything together, but certain instances, if it makes sense, let's do it. I have another girlfriend who's an amazing dancer. I love how she choreographs, right? Sometimes I'd be like, girl, did you ever think of doing dance classes? The hardest part would be finding a studio, but there's a void in the Bronx area. Like, let's make it happen. I'm that type that always wants to encourage and push my girls for greatness. Like, why are we all just chilling and being mediocre in life? We don't know how long we got on this earth. Let's push each other and let's get it done. You know what I'm saying? Let's help each other. I love to dance. I may not be the most amazing dancer, but listen, I believe in your talent. I believe in your gift. And if there's anything that I could do to help, I'm here. If you need me to help you research dance studios so you can hold these classes, let's do it. Charge people $10 a head. Let's get it done. We all could benefit from an extra stream of income. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I've mentioned before, shout out to you, Tammy, someone I went to college with. They're doing their thing with these Afrofusion dance classes. I went to 2 classes in the span of a month. Sorry I wasn't able to make tonight. My work schedule didn't permit it. But, I went to a couple of classes, shouted it out. Like, why can't we help one another, And this is what I think of when I look at Destiny's Child. For me, they symbolize, they represent women bossing up, building together, building on their own, helping each other, sharing their stage, supporting one another, making time for the friendship regardless of the husbands and the children. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we as women of color, particularly Black women, get it together? Let's get it together, y'all. I don't know when we will understand that there's strength in numbers. Strength in numbers, right? This particular connection I may have with a marketing team or brand or company or whatever, taking a glance at my stuff, even if I feel like it's not a good marriage for me to work with this company, the fact that they are even now aware of complex simplicity, to me, I've already achieved something at that point. I've already won, because now people on a different scale are going to be looking at what I do, right? That would have never probably maybe even stumbled on what I do. And so we got to band together and help each other, y'all, you know, in our friendships, with the very own people in your inner circle, in your group, in your tribe, in your backyard. Let's start working together and helping each other be our best. Let's all achieve greatness together. Like, I just don't understand, you know? So hopefully this is an encouragement to many of you out there. I know it's many of you out there grinding just as hard as I am. Come on, y'all. Let's work together. Let's grind together. Let's create opportunities for each other, you know? Because let's keep it real. Opportunity, let me not say opportunity, but these big time brands, you know, whatever it is that we're seeking, they're not going to always come knocking at our doors, right? We got to create our own lanes. These projects I've been working on, like the EP and this current project I've been working on, I'm like creating my own lane. Nobody's coming to me talking about, hey, we stumbled on you and we want to work with you. We want to give you a podcast. We want you to be on a panel on a talk show. We want to give you your own radio show. Like, nobody's knocking at my door right now. And I get it. I got to pay my dues. I got to work, right? I got to grind. I got to do what I have to do. But in the meantime, let me create my own opportunities. I like to call it, let me get my Issa Rae on. Like, you know, when you build it, they will come, right? And then at that point, I can be picky and choosy about who I want to work with. Oh, now y'all want to come. Now y'all see and get behind what your girl's been doing and building for years. I can't believe Complex Simplicity is about to be 2 years old in a matter of weeks. Time flies, y'all. And I'm glad that I can say Complex Simplicity is going to be 2 years old, and there have already been 2 major projects that I've worked on. And I know y'all probably are tired of hearing me talk about this EP, but as my husband was watching several basketball games last night, I'm on the couch laying with him watching stuff, but I put in my headphones and I start listening to my music again. I swear to you, every 2 weeks, I'll listen to my music. I take a break and I go back to it and listen to it. Because of course, you know, I'm looking to work on more music soon, but I'm still really trying to critique my own work and see how I can get better and stronger. And of course, yes, there's room to improve. But I still feel like for my first time doing my own project, I feel like my shit is kind of dope. Like, and I still feel this way almost 2 months later, you know? So we got to keep grinding. We got to keep building. And I'm glad that I have that about my personality, where I truly believe in myself. I believe in the gifts that God has given me. I believe in the fact that I'm on to something, and I just got to keep pushing, forging forward, going hard in the paint, like keep doing this. And as I'm focusing and doing me and building and grinding, doors are going to start, people are going to start knocking on my door, you know? And so please, y'all, let's still try to work with one another in the midst of us building and grinding and all of that. And even when opportunities knock on our door, let's build, let's work. You know, let's say that I do get a gig where I have my own situation that's televised, whether it's a podcast or it's a talk show. Who's going to be the first person when you think of Glam Squad, or when I think of Glam Squad, I'm going to go to make sure that my face is beat? I'm going to go to my girl, Erin. Girl, you down for this? You want to be on this payroll? Like, let's get this money. Let's work together. You know, the young lady, Merly, shout outs to you, who does my faux locks and my goddess locks. She the first person I'm gonna be like, Merly, I need you to I need to come to you to get my hair done, or I need you on the road with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's help each other. Anyway, it's been about 30 minutes. Let me stop rambling. But hopefully this was encouraging to you or anyone out there. Continue to rock out with your girl by heading to ComplexSimplicity.com. Until next time.